Think Twice is a fun new word puzzle game where your goal is to find a two-word sequence that uses all of the letters in the grid. But here's where it gets tricky. You can't use consecutive letters from the same side of the grid, and the first letter of your second word has to be the same as the last letter of your first word. So looking at today's letters, the first word that might jump out to you is jumble, because that uses the tricky J as well as 5 other letters in the grid. However, there's a problem. You'll see that after the B, you can't use the L because it's on the same side of the grid, which, like I mentioned before, is not allowed. If you get stuck, don't worry, because we have a fun variety of hints you can use to help you get at the answer. The first one is always going to be the cryptic hint, which for today's puzzle is, did you hear about the new 8-egg concoction at Denny's? If you're still stuck, then we have a bunch of hints relating to the word structure, such as word lengths, which tells me that the first word is 5 letters long and the second word is 6 letters long. The bridge letter, which tells me the last letter of the first word, which, like I said earlier, has to also be the first letter of the second word, the first letter of the first word, and the last letter of the second word. Hopefully that'll give me enough info to figure out the answer, which for today's puzzle is jumbo omelet. Note that you do get more points if you solve with fewer hints or especially no hints, but fair warning, some of these puzzles do get pretty tricky, so don't be afraid to use the hints if you need them. If you find that our regular mode isn't enough of a challenge, we also have a 3-letter mode, such as this puzzle right here, where it works the same way except you now have 3 letters instead of 2 on each side of the grid. And finally, we also have a mode that mimics the New York Times letterbox puzzle, where we show the same puzzle as the New York Times does, and we have our own cryptic hints, which we publish daily. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys enjoy Think Twice.